Welcome to the Localpreneur Show, a podcast dedicated to featuring community-based entrepreneurs, the principles they live by, and the success they're having making a difference in the world. Here's your host, Austin Kane.
All right, Kristin and Grace, thank you for joining us here on the Localpreneur Show. This is probably one of our last installments as we wrap up 2021 here. I know we're getting pretty close to the end of the year, but I appreciate you guys carving out some time to jump on with Vital Storm and share a little bit about you guys and to highlight your company here for a quick second. You guys are coming out of Los Angeles, California as part of Southwest Industrial Electric. So again, happy to have you guys on here. Would love to have you guys introduce yourself, and then we can really dive in and jump into some of the questions we'll cover here today.
Great, thanks for having us. My name is Kristin, and I'm the CEO of the company.
And I'm Grace. I'm our Division 6 manager, so I oversee our different PR and sort of marketing that we do here. Okay,
perfect. Well, again, I really appreciate having you guys on here, and really what the Localpreneur Show is all about is we had this idea, we had this vision to come up with a podcast to really help some of the companies that we work with, or even some of the companies we don't work with, really share their story. And what I mean by that is we saw a common thread that they were helping make a difference in their communities and also the people that work for them as well. And so what we wanted to do is we really wanted to just highlight that. We didn't want to talk about marketing. We didn't want to talk about sales. We wanted to talk about other companies that are invested in their communities, how they're impacting those people, and really highlight them. And so this podcast episode will really be a lot about you guys and how you give back to the community, change the lives of the people that you guys work with and who work for you. So that's really what this podcast is about, sharing those stories. So we'll jump in here. So the first thing Kristin and Grace will talk about is really tell us and tell the viewers here watching after the fact a little bit about the impact that your organization makes in your local community.
Sure. So we work with many community groups and charities in the area. Over the years, we started out smaller with one or two things a year that we would do. And then this was actually the first year that we were able to hit our goal of doing something every single month of the year, which was pretty awesome. And we do everything from community cleanups. We had, for Earth Day, we did a local community cleanup and went through with a team, just the local streets and cleaned up, had bags and bags of trash. Oh. We helped with the Great River cleanup, which is at the Los Angeles River. So a bunch of us went out there, and there was this whole section we got to go down and clean along the sides of the river, get in the river, pulling all kinds of things out.
Oh, yeah.
So that was great. And then we've sponsored blood donations to the Red Cross, and we've helped the Ronald McDonald House of Pasadena with donations, as well as participating in their walk run that they have every year. Okay. They're an organization that supports families where children are in the hospital and they need a place to stay local, so they don't have to commute and go back and forth. And it's really something that touches our heart to be able to help with that organization.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That sounds great. And it sounds like you guys are doing a lot. How do you guys come across all of these things? Kind of what made you guys want to get involved here? What really kind of sparked the interest to kind of jump into the different parts of the community and all of these different things you guys are doing?
Yeah, so I mean, I think ultimately, when just talking about contractors in general, like the work that we do is community work. Like we have a product that you have to be in front of us in order to get it. And a big part of that is customer service and being part of solutions for people. So for us, it kind of just goes hand in hand with what we already do. So it's kind of a no-brainer for us that, we want to help people even more. And so charity and creating volunteer opportunities or donation opportunities for our staff has been really important to us. And so in the past couple of years, we've really built up that program, written policies on, okay, so what matters to us, what aligns with our core values. And yeah, we ask staff, like, what interests you? Like, what would you like us to be involved in? So if it's an environmental group, or if it's something with animals, or even just, helping the homeless, we will go out and look for those opportunities and see, okay, what is local that we can get involved with that aligns with our core values, but also things that matter to our staff.
That's awesome. So you kind of let them play a part into the community involvement you guys do. So what impact do you see that makes on them when they kind of feel like they had to, I guess what I'm trying to say is that they came up with the idea and you guys took it and ran with it, and you guys are actually doing something with it. What impact or what do you see that does for them when you actually start to do those things?
Well, we found that, I used to want to find things to volunteer for, and sometimes you live a very busy life and it's hard to take the time to find the thing you want to do. So we like that we just put it in front of our staff, every month there's an opportunity if they want to be a part of it. And, helping others always feels amazing. And I know a lot of our staff want to be able to do that, and they appreciate that they have that opportunity. And then not only that, it makes, the team sort of bonds over it. We also did this baby to baby charity for the holidays where we sponsored a child named Kevin, and it was giving him a coat and clothes and shoes and toys and putting a whole thing together, and staff volunteered for what they wanted to give, and some went on it together, and it ends up sort of creating these bonds and bringing people closer together through what they're doing with the charity work.
Yeah, that's very cool. I've done a handful of these episodes, and I think some of the things you guys are sharing here are some of the more impactful things you could do in the community. So it's awesome to hear that you guys are kind of pouring in and doing all of these different things, whether it's cleaning up or like what you just mentioned, buying toys and clothes for kids in need. So that's really cool. I would say, any one of those that you'd mentioned, is there one that you want to particularly highlight on and kind of dive more into on how you got involved and what you do with it, maybe on a monthly or yearly basis? Or is there any more details you want to share on any of those things that you guys have mentioned already?
There's quite a few that we are involved with, especially when it comes to the local scene. But one thing that we participate in all year is the LA Conservation Corps. They focus on giving at-risk youth jobs that help them practice like very practical skills so that it helps them build their resume. And part of that actually aligns really well with the trades. So they teach them, they will go and work with the recycling groups here in Los Angeles and learn like how to properly sort, or they're part of different like building out parks. They're part of the engineering and planning and different projects like that. And so here at Southwest, we participate in their home cycle program, and all of our returnable bottles we collect. We have a bin in our staff kitchenette area that everybody knows. You can bring bottles there and they come and pick it up. And not only is that just a donation to them all year, but it's the teens and youth that they hire that are coming to pick up the bottles, to orchestrate communicating with us. And so, that one we have a regular relationship with, but there's also so many others like Ronald McDonald House or Tree People, or just these different organizations that are local that we've worked with in the past year or two, that they reach out to us now, and we have these sort of relationships of like, we know Southwest is willing to help us, or this is something they did last year, and now we sort of just really built up these relationships with multiple different groups. And there's a lot that we do with our local charities, but those are the few to highlight, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I appreciate you sharing that, and I'm sure everybody that's listening to this and watching after the fact is hopefully can take a few pieces away from here and try and implement some of those things into their business, because I can already tell the impact that it makes just from talking to you guys here for a few minutes, and I'd love for other people to be able to do that too. Before we kind of switch modes here and go into talking more a little about you guys and some of the stories about the people that are actually working for you guys, why don't you guys tell us a little bit more about Southwest Industrial Electric? Just a little bit of information about the company, how long you guys have been in business, what you guys do, who you serve. That we have a little bit more backstory about you guys.
Sure. So we're an industrial and commercial electrical contractor. We've been in business for over 40 years now. So we're mainly servicing businesses that are manufacturers, distributors. We also work with other contractors doing ground up builds. Look at you, have a dog.
Yes, she gets barged in through the door.
Love it. So we're doing projects from just total, new facility. We're gonna put the electrical system in there to doing repairs for machines that don't work or lighting that's out. So we have different departments that handle everything from larger projects to smaller projects. And we more recently, in the past couple of years, really gotten into a lot more solar installations, battery systems that organizations are putting in to be able to, use more clean energy. So we've electric vehicle charging stations. So there's been a lot more of that we've been doing. And that's now become a very big part of our business as well.
Very cool. And how many people are working for you guys right now? I mean, what's kind of the workforce size look like?
We have about somewhere around 55 to 60 employees.
Okay, very cool. And so of those people that are working for you guys, and obviously all the work you guys do for obviously the jobs you guys do for the company, but some of the things that you guys just mentioned of the jobs you do in the community. Let's talk about maybe your organization and some of the impact that the things you guys are doing. What does that leave on them? What's kind of the lasting impact that you guys might have noticed on some of the people that work for you for things that you guys are doing actively in the community?
I think that we just see, their ability to help others sort of comes out, and we see that through just in general, when you start helping in life in any regard, you can just improve your overall, good cheer, wanting to work as a team, and we see people improve in their ability to work together, and just how we work ends up being improved by what we're doing in the community, I feel. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, doing things outside of the office, it brings everybody closer together and helps them work a little harder and better. And it's funny, we had a company meeting yesterday, and we just had our Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and we all hadn't seen each other since March of last year. We have never gone back to the office. We've just been remote since. And so it's the first time we got to see each other. And it's funny, we kind of started saying, like, we've seen kind of a surge of work, I guess, ethic in the last 2 weeks since the Christmas parties. We all got together, we were able to see each other, and it leaves that impact on people. So that's awesome to hear all this from you guys. It sounds like you guys have really kind of figured out a way to influence people that work for you and give them the right tools to do their job, not just do their job, but do it effectively and in a great way, and work with everybody else, but also how you guys pour into the community. Last thing that we'll kind of cover here today is, I mean, is there anybody maybe on the team, maybe it's yourself, maybe it's Grace, somebody else that, maybe you've just seen kind of be a shining star or really rise from, maybe an entry-level job to maybe has their own business now, or maybe high up in the company. I mean, tell us maybe about someone that you guys have helped inspire to be their own entrepreneur and really kind of get this own vision of having their own business and doing some of the things simply because of what they saw that you guys did.
Well, I would say that our company really prides itself in our training program and our coaching and mentorship with everyone that comes in. We don't necessarily require that someone have a ton of experience in what they're being hired for. We look for people that want to be a part of a team, that are ready to work hard and go for the same goals that the company is going for. And so we'll have people that have started, and they start in an entry-level position, and through the years have gotten to the point where they're running an entire area, or they're the top tech that knows everything about everything.
Yeah.
Just an example, we have one guy who he started maybe 6 years ago, and he started as an electrician, as an apprentice, and he learned the trade from, you know, the people that had been here longer and through our training. And he basically got to the point where he was able to run large projects. And then from there, we had interest in estimating. So he learned everything there is to know about estimating jobs. He's now one of our senior estimators. He's able to estimate jobs that are millions of dollars, take anything from plans and be able to do it. He runs trainings now with all our staff. He's just really, he shines, you know, so it's pretty impressive to see that growth in his career and to see him sort of set up for really whatever he wants to do, you know, in life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure if he maybe catches this episode, I'm sure that'll put a smile on his face, him hearing me say that. So we'll have to make sure to send it to him. I'll figure it out. No, I appreciate you sharing that. That's cool to hear that, you know, just the opportunities are endless with you guys, you know, inside the organization on how you can grow and within different teams and start managing your own teams and then how you guys pour into the community. I still think everything you guys have shared today is really cool and how you guys pour in, not just in one way, but multiple ways throughout the year. So anything else that you think that might be applicable to the Localpreneur show here on maybe about yourself and where you came from and how you got to where you are today, or anything else that you wanted to share with anybody that might be watching this here, you know, after the fact, once we get this posted and it's live?
You know, I think just like overall, especially someone that has come in and like been under Kristin, I would just say that the leadership here is really like what has created these sort of success stories. Like we have multiple people on the team, and I came in about 2 years ago. And even since then, like I've had opportunities to grow in the company or grow our community work area. So it's being a part of this team that has really created success, not only for the business, but I think all the individuals as well, because there is so much support. And as the company grows, there's so much opportunity for each person to grow. And that's something that the company values too is. And so it's just created this like really great environment for the company to grow and individuals as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That sounds great. Now, you know, I can bet you're not just saying that because, you know, the CEO is sitting next to you.
I mean, I told her to say that.
yeah, she probably wrote it up for you. You were practicing last night in front of the mirror.
And there was one thing I did want to say, which is before I started working here, I actually worked for a nonprofit for 5 years. And you know, working at a nonprofit, you know, you're doing it all the time, and it's hard work, and you feel so passionate about what you are trying to accomplish. And sometimes it's hard to find volunteers or donations. And so we feel it's a privilege to be able to help these people and just do a small part compared to what they're doing. And I just encourage everyone, you know, because it doesn't have to be a huge thing, you know, it just, even if you just, again, take one time a month and try to do something, it really makes a difference to these groups who are, you know, again, working so hard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that's a great piece to really end on. So Grace, Kristin, I appreciate you guys jumping on here again, sharing everything that you guys are doing at Southwest Industrial Electric and how you guys are pouring into the LA market. So thanks for jumping on the Localpreneur show. Look forward to continuing to hopefully talk to you guys at some point again, and maybe even having you back on here to talk more about some of the things that you guys might start doing in 2022 and on. So thank you again, and enjoy watching this if you're watching here after the fact.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so great being here.
Thanks, Austin.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to the Localpreneur Show. For more of our daily content, feel free to check out Josh or Austin's LinkedIn.